Hello guys, what's up? It's your boy, Hydrobot here.
Hydrobot, taking it to the next level, that was sick! You think you can go for a few more rounds?
And today, we're going to do a new video on this channel. Amazing, right? Have you missed me? I fucking hope you did. I am not going to do an IRL video today because this was intended to be a short video. I'm going to talk about my top 10 games of 2017. Master Maximum, why are you going to do a video about games? Well, if you're new to this channel, a really long time ago I was actually a gaming channel, and now I am pure cancer. But anyway, I didn't want my gaming roots to die off so soon. These games are all played by me, and most of them are finished, so I know the ending. Most of these games are single player games because I'm not really a multiplayer game guy. Yet I do play multiplayer games with my friends, but not as much as single player games. So let's start off with this amazing educational video. Yeah. So it's going to be a top 10, and I already have 3 games that are like a mentioning and that didn't make it in my top 10. These are the 3. So first off, Call of Duty World War II. The thing is, Call of Duty has always been fucking shit, but this one actually interested me. The single player was far better than fucking Infinite Warfare and Advanced Warfare. Advanced Warfare was okay, but Black Ops 3 and all those recent Call of Duties, they were all shit. And this was actually decent, going back to World War II, so it gets a honorable mention. And actually, this is one of my favorite Call of Duty games I've ever played. At least at the single player part, not multiplayer. Even single player alone, it will get a 9 out of 10. It's a pretty good game. One more thing about my scores. Don't take them too seriously because I am a really I'm a gamer that loves a lot of genres and a lot of different types of games, and I probably give too high of scores. But you would say like, okay, an 8 out of 10 to 9 out of 10. Next game is going to be Assassin's Creed Origins, and yeah, Assassin's Creed was really repetitive the last years, and again, this is the same thing as Call of Duty. It's going back to innovating. Ubisoft did a great thing with its change in the combat system, and I really love that. I did not finish this though. I still need to finish Assassin's Creed Origins. However, there's one thing I don't like about the game so far, and that's the dialogue being fucking shit. The quality of the dialogue, like their voices, it's like they have a fucking potato in their throats. But that, you know, it's a really bad quality. I don't know if it's a bug or some shit that I have on my PS4, but maybe it gets fixed, or if it's not fixed, then it will affect the score. 9 out of 10 so far, because it does have some good side quests and an interesting start, although a bit convoluted. They are trying to do a bit the same as The Witcher 3, although it's not at the same level. Next up, the last honorable mention is going to Evil Within 2. This one is my second favorite horror game this year. There's another one on this top 10 list. You can probably guess which one it is. Evil Within 2 was really good. I enjoyed it more than the first one. I like what they did with the side quest. It's a bit semi-open world, but it's open hub space. And some of the boss battles are really nice. And the length of the game is really good as well. The main character and the story is good as well. Not the best, but it's doable. So, yeah, also like a 9 out of 10 to 8.8 out of 10. These 3 games reach between 8 till 9 out of 10. But they didn't reach my top 10.
Go tell and Rody. Go tell and Rody. Go tell and Rody that everybody's dead.
First game of this top 10, Resident Evil 7. It's pretty good, I have to say. And this Resident Evil is scary, I have to say. Previous Resident Evil games like 6, 5, and 4 was pretty good as well. But 5 and 6 were not scary anymore. And this is going back. I don't want to say it, but it's going back to its roots as being a scary game. Going back to its roots. Or it also really has a good VR option. If you have a PlayStation VR or on PC, the HTC Vive or something like that, you will get a good time with the VR. But I don't know if it's exclusive to PlayStation. That's something I don't know. 9 out of 10 for me. It's a really good game.
Hey, we ain't paid to take this shit from 10-year-old John.
Here comes our favorite flower fellatio. Give it up for Fuchsia.
Next on the list is South Park: The Fractured Butthole. And the first South Park game, Stick of Truth, was better. But this Fractured Butthole is not a bad game. It even made my top 10 list. And it has some really good boss battles again. But the previous one had that as well. That was even my game of the year for 2014. Again, if you love South Park humor, this is a must-buy. And if you love the first game as well, it's a must-buy. The only downside to South Park: The Fractured Butthole is maybe a lot of backtracking and a bit of tiresome open world. And the minigame mechanics aren't really that well with the farting. They could have done a better job on it. But the rest of the game is actually pretty decent. And I think it has really good music for a South Park game. That's something that surprised me.
You ain't ready for this booty. I'm gonna crush you in my booty cheeks. Get over here, sugar. Oh yeah, baby.
But anyway, South Park also 9 out of 10. Till 8.8 out of 10. Mario Odyssey for the Nintendo Switch. The Nintendo Switch was just a beast this year. I didn't expect that from Nintendo. I skipped the Wii U generation, and I'm going to say this. I am not a Mario fan, and I don't know a lot about the Mario universe and that shit. But when I played the game, the gameplay of Mario Odyssey, I haven't finished it, by the way. That's something you need to know. South Park: The Fractured Butthole and Resident Evil, I finished those, but not Mario, and still need to finish that. The gameplay is just excellent. It has a lot of depth in it, and I think it's the same with Zelda. You know, if you heard the things of how good Zelda is. The only downside, in mine, this is really opinionated. I don't like the story. It's the same thing as every other Mario game. Nintendo, you need to get on the story for Mario. Do something innovative, you know. And I know it's a bit of a kids game, or it's targeted to a younger audience. So most of these games won't have a great story, but that's not true. If you look to Professor Layton or Pokemon, for instance, those games have a better story than Mario, in my opinion. And you can do it, even if it's a game for children or targeted towards a younger demographic. So for me, Mario Odyssey wasn't Game of the Year by any means. It got higher scores with reviewers like 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10 as well.
Story goes that when the world was young, everyone in Alrest lived on the World Tree, together with our Divine Father, the Architect.
Xenoblade Chronicles. This is a steelbook edition I got. Yeah, I have a fetish for collector's edition. So I got the collector's edition for Xenoblade Chronicles. I'm a really big fan of RPGs, so I needed to get it, you know. So what can I tell about Xenoblade 2? I haven't finished this one either, because it's pretty long. I am playing this right now, at the time of recording this video, and I am really enjoying this game. Especially the characters and the story. It's pretty good. There's a pretty good build-up and shit. A lot of cutscenes. That can put some people off if you don't like cutscenes. I do like a good story, so Xenoblade Chronicles does a really good job with that. As well as there are really pretty graphics as on the if you play it docked on the TV. Here comes the first negative of this game. The graphics on the handheld version of the Switch are absolutely shitty. I have to say this. It's shitty, and it's playable, but maybe they can fix it with a patch. That would be awesome. I don't know if it's a bug that it looks so shitty, but I don't think it's a bug. I think it's intended that the Switch can't handle such. It's a really big fucking game. It's an open world game, and it's like the Witcher 3 mass size of game, and it's I really love the characters as well, and the character designs, and just how the lore is in this game as well. You can compare this to Final Fantasy easy. If you like Final Fantasy, this is also a really good game for you. And the combat system is really deep. I think it's even a bit too deep for me, and I am a RPG veteran, so but still though, great game. I think it will only get better along the way I'm playing it. Still though, for now, a 9 out of 10 as well. A lot of 9 out of 10s. But now we are going to come in the 9.5 out of 10 territory.
You still got some Nazi fighting killing skills up in you? I got a plan that's gonna send shockwaves throughout the nation.
Wolfenstein 2. Wolfenstein 2 is a really good shooter. It's better than the first one. If you can remember that, it's Wolfenstein The New Order, I think. This is the new Colossus. However, one negative thing about the new Colossus, there are not a lot of boss fights. There are almost non-boss fights. That was my only negative thing about it, and the humor in the game is sometimes a bit weird, but it's good. It has the story-wise. This game is very strong. I wasn't expecting it to be very strong in the story department, as well as the gameplay. I think the shooting mechanics from looking behind the walls and really high FPS. It's really good. And the dual wielding is really satisfying as well. This is a better Wolfenstein than the New Order, and I'm really glad Bethesda did a good job on this game. And it also won, I think, Best Shooter and stuff like that. So congrats to Bethesda. It's also in my top 10. With a 9.5 out of 10. It's really good. This is a really special one. I think not a lot of people will like it as much as I do, but that's Yakuza Zero. Technically, though, I'm cheating, and Yakuza Zero came out in 2016 in Japan, and this year it came out in the Western countries like America and Europe. So I'm technically not cheating. It's both, I guess. So Yakuza is the first Yakuza. This is the first Yakuza game I've ever played. So I didn't know what to expect at first, and it's a small open world game, but like it's a fighting game. It's a fighting game, but then in an open world environment. It's really weird, and the story is really good. That surprised me. The main character is very nice. He's a bit like Geralt in The Witcher, so he's very silent and monotone, but he has like his good dialogue and humor. You could say it's like a GTA, but then in Japan, in Tokyo. I don't know if it's in Tokyo though, but also very good characters. There's also a second playable character. That's him. He is the main character, and I'm not good with names, but he is really funny. The second playable character as well, and he becomes the villain. Spoiler alert! In the not the villain, but the antagonist in the other Yakuza games. And I also played Yakuza Kiwami, that also came out this year. They just released 2 Yakuza games in 1 year. That's pretty spectacular. But Yakuza Kiwami is a remake of the first Yakuza, so that was pretty good. This is a prequel to the Yakuza series. If you are interested in a good story with good combat and a lot of side quests and side activities, it's like an RPG, but then in a city. It's really cool. Then give this a try. However, though, be warned, this game has PS3 graphics. It was first on the PlayStation 3 in Japan, and now it's on PlayStation 4 in the Western countries. So it has not the best graphics. If you want a Yakuza game with better graphics, Yakuza 6 comes out next year. So that's going to have PlayStation 4 graphics, you could say. And the game is spoken in Japanese as well. You need to be wary of that. But I don't mind that because I watch a lot of animes. So, but of course there are subtitles, guys. You don't need to know Japanese to play it. Really good game. I was really surprised, and now I am fan of the Yakuza series. Good job. 9.5 out of 10 till 9.2. It's really that good.
Where the trail leads, I will go.
Next game going to be Horizon Zero Dawn. We are now in the top 5. Yakuza was on 5. Horizon Zero Dawn is a big surprise. I cannot give it another word. This is from the guys that made Killzone. Killzone, guys, is a shooter. This is an open world RPG, and they fucking nailed it. I don't know how they fucking did this. They had, I think, 6 years of development time for this game, and it has great gameplay mechanics, great character designs, and enemy designs. The robots are just fucking amazing. The thing is, you will be amazed when you play this game. It's like a cinematic open world experience, more towards like how Uncharted would look like, you know, with those kind of graphics. It's like even Witcher level of graphics. It's really beautiful. But the only downside to Horizon, in my opinion, is still story is a bit. It starts very strong, the story, but then in the middle of the game it's going down, down, down. And at the end is okay. Like, I can not describe it in other words. It's okay. But if this would win Game of the Year, I would be fine, you know. 9.5 out of 10. I hope they will make a second one. It's a really good game. Gorilla Studios, amazing job on Horizon. It's one of the best PlayStation exclusives, although I think Last of Us, Persona 5 and Uncharted are better exclusives, but this one did a really good job, especially because it's open world. Okay, so now in the top 3, on 3rd place we have Ruffle. Boom. Oh, I'm never doing that shit again, that's scary. Nier Automata. Nier Automata is by the guys from Platinum Games, published by Square Enix. And Nier Automata is really good in story department. I love good games with good story. However, though, it has one major flaw, in my opinion. This is actually a really minor flaw, but you know, I'm always over exaggerating stuff. So this game has multiple endings. How this game works is you have an ending A, ending B, and an ending C, and an ending D, and an ending E. You have 8 actually endings all to the end of the alphabet till Z, but a lot of those endings are hidden in the game. The main endings are from A till D, you could say. I've played in my first playthrough only till ending A, and that was only like really short, 10 hours, 12 to 10 hours. Still though, I was surprised by how good it is. It has great, with the capital letter G, great boss fights and great music. It also won a best musical score by the Game Awards. That was really cool. And it really, Nier Automata really deserves that. The story is good, the gameplay is good. It plays like an action game, but also a hack and slash game like God of War. And it has RPG mechanics, really small ones. And it's an open world game, so it's really ambitious, but it has a pretty small budget, so the graphics are not really the best about this game. But you know my motto, graphics are not everything, and a good game doesn't need good graphics. Most of the time a game needs good gameplay and good story. At least a single player game needs good story. Well, the graphics are not bad, but they are like a bit disappointing, you could say. You can watch gameplay on YouTube for that. But with those endings, I've played only till ending A, the first playthrough. But then I gave this game a 9 out of 10. Like, really good boss battles and shit, the music. And I was already thinking this was a good game. However, when I came to the attention online that you need to play ending B and C, if you don't, you will miss a lot of story and a lot of extra boss battles and shit and a whole new character. So I was like, fuck, what? I haven't finished then the game, so I played further and I played ending B and ending C, and holy fuck, I'm so glad that I did that. That was a really good choice of me, because the game turned out to be better than I thought, even, especially on story. Guys, if you play this game, if you are interested in Nier Automata, you need to play all the 3 endings, because if you don't, you won't get the full experience. I can say that now to you, but you won't be disappointed. I can say it now, that if you play everything, it will take probably 25 hours to complete. And every part is another character. You can see here, like, that's 2B, that's 9S. I do know the character names for this one, but and that's A2, I think. Yeah, and these are androids. But I'm not going to spoil the story for you, and it's about androids versus robots, and the Earth is all apocalyptic, and there are no humans anymore, and the humans sent out these androids to search on the planet for resources and shit. And it goes, well, the story goes very deep. And like the robots that live there want to mimic humans. I'm not going to spoil further. Now, I'm really fan of Platinum. Nier Automata gets a 9.5 badass of approval for me. Must buy. Number 2 is going to be Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And this game, I'm going to already say it, gets a 10 out of 10. It's a masterpiece. 10 out of 10 means with me that it's a masterpiece game. It's not the best thing in the world, but it's like you need to play this. That's what masterpiece means. And if you are a Zelda fan, you are fucking gay if you would not play it, if you are not a Zelda fan, or even a Nintendo fan. This game will sell Switch units. And it also won Game of the Year at the Game Awards. And it's fine with me that it wins. This is my second Game of the Year. Like, there is one better than Zelda, in my opinion. It's a really opinionated list. Zelda is so great because the gameplay, man, it's so deep, but at the same time it's really user friendly because it's a Nintendo game, and of course child friendly. But this Zelda is more, you could say, targeted towards adults. It's really weird, and the story department is fine. It could have been better, in my opinion, but the gameplay is too good to skip it. And on gameplay alone, it would get a 10 out of 10. Graphics-wise, this game is also really beautiful on the TV as well as handheld on the Switch. And yeah, if you own a Switch, please buy this shit. You need to buy it. Persona 5 is my official game of the year. I hope the lighting is good, that it's not shining, because it's a steel book. Why is Persona 5 my game of the year? First off, in every department, story, gameplay, graphics, it does good. At least good. There is not like a negative thing about it. You could say like, oh, the graphics are looking simple, you know, but they are not ugly. There is a difference between simple and ugly. Story-wise, this game just smashes every other game on this list, except maybe for Nier Automata. Nah, even Nier Automata, in my opinion, even Nier Automata. Persona 5 has great characters. These characters you will meet in the game are so good. They are like better than my real life friends. I'm going to now upset some people that will watch this video. Secondly, the combat system is again really fucking deep. Most RPGs have really good combat systems, as well as Xenoblade, but this one, the difference between Xenoblade and Persona 5 is that Persona 5 is really user-friendly, and Xenoblade is not really user-friendly in my opinion. The music in Persona 5... I even have some tracks on my fucking phone to listen to on my spare time. And guys, the greatest thing about this game is that I've never played a Persona game before this. This is my first Persona game. And that it's succeeded so good with me is just a sign that it needs to be Game of the Year. Also, if you are wondering about the score, it's a 10 out of 10, of course. And officially I'm going to say as well that this is the best JRPG I've ever played. Even though that I have also played Final Fantasy games and Kingdom Hearts. You know how much I love Kingdom Hearts. But Kingdom Hearts, in my opinion, is not really a JRPG. It's more of an adventure game, you could say. So Persona 5 gets, for me, the best JRPG prize I could give. Like, by words. Thank you, Atlas. Also, I want to thank Atlas for bringing these games to the West. They could easily say, like, yeah, you ain't getting this game in the West, it's just for Japanese people only. But I'm glad, like, also for Yakuza, shout out to Yakuza and Nier. There were a lot of great Japanese games this year. And I'm great that they ported these over to the West even, you know, to play. A bit about the story of Persona 5. So you are Joker, that's the name of the character, and you have these thieves group, and you are going to a mystical dungeons, and it's like not a dungeon crawler, you could say, but yeah, it is actually a dungeon crawler. But it has great boss fights. Again, I'm saying a lot of great boss fights. The thing is, I love boss fights in video games. If you don't have boss fights, that's a bit disappointing for me. But the interaction with the characters in the game are even as good in the cutscenes as well as in gameplay. And the RPG mechanics are just really original. I'm not going to explain it here all because then the video would be above 30 minutes. I'm not going to do that. So if you are interested in my game of the year, Persona 5, I suggest you would look it up on this website called Google. You know, it's very usable to get quick information. So Persona 5 won my game of the year. Thanks guys for watching this video. This is probably going to be a pretty long video anyway. Yeah, so this was Mr. Maximum. This is going probably to be in the good content but not really category. I'm not sure yet. Or it's going to be a category on its own. Next video is probably going to be an IDL video. I'm not sure on that. But this was Mr. Maximum. Have a nice night, faggots. I love you all. So, now, fuck off. Also, guys, pretty quick a shout out to a fan I have on my channel. He's the only one that gave a comment on my last videos. And he follows me on Twitter, and his name is Geese Gazer. I don't hope that I'm butchering your name, dude. But thanks for watching my videos and for being a massive cunt. Thank you for liking my videos and watching my videos. So I love you, duckface. I'm not gay. Overwatch porn.